The first stage of the Great Mutation of 2027 overlaps with the second stage, because the second stage changes our intimacy. And in the first stage, we see a lot of people doing one night stands, basically. Whether you're queer or whether you're straight, people are doing a lot of one night stands. And that's the whole heat that's changing, and it's going to take a while until after 2027 till the second stage kicks in. But this is what I wanted to add on this part two of the first stage of the Great Mutation. That's one example. Another example, let's say in the realm of queer people, is kids, being accepted of being queer. That's another example of this heat of that breakthrough. Another example is people knowing who they really are. So that whole journey of that heat of people learning and looking within to see who they are, it it's going at least to care enough to look within and to know who you are is going to end in 2027. If you don't care by now to look within and know who you are, or to look within other systems to learn about who you are, you're never going to care after 2027. So that's the heat also, that this first stage is bringing to the surface to people, is to come on, get up, let's figure out who we are in these other systems that God put out there for us through other human beings, that was created in this world for us to learn more deep who we are. And human design is one of those systems because it teaches us who we are at a subatomic level. And that's the beauty of human design. There's no other system like that that's going to teach us who we are at a subatomic level. We definitely are playing it out unconsciously and consciously, but again, half of that is unconscious. So you need a system like human design to teach you that unconscious part, so that you are aware of what's going on in your life and who you are. Another example of the heat of the first stage, and that will definitely overlap to probably the fourth stage of the Great Mutation that's happening, is people caring enough to change their status and learn that they're indigenous and what rights they have as being indigenous. So what I mean by changing their status is changing it from being a citizen to being an Aboriginal person, an indigenous person, and learning what that is. So that's why this whole phenomenon broke out in this whole decade that we're living in, of people learning who they are through their blood, like through DNA or ancestry, learning who they are. Like, I learned that I'm half indigenous Mexican, so that is who I am. I'm claiming to be. I don't claim to be a citizen. I claim to be an indigenous person of Mexico, and that's another journey of this whole heat of people. If they don't care enough to learn that, they're gonna be stuck as a citizen after 2027. They're not gonna care enough. You know what I mean? So that whole heat of learning what indigenous person they are, because everyone here is indigenous in America. No one really has blood from America, you know what I mean, from the United States, if you will. So people learning where their roots are from and claiming that status and learning how to, and don't give up, because the thing is, learning how to claim your indigenous right rather than them staying a citizen. This is all legal work. You have to go through the courts, you got to go file paperwork, and it could be tedious. So this is why the structure, the parliament or the government systems don't want you to know this, because they want to make it so tedious enough that they know a human is going to outburst in their emotional wave, and and it ends there. That journey will end there. They won't have patience enough to learn what that is, and claim their citizen right. I mean, their indigenous right. So yeah, that's what I wanted to come on here and tell the part 2 of. I will start talking about the second stage in the next video.